Alrighty, welcome to another 4-on-4 draft, and we have already opened a Lotus here. Let's make the cards a little bigger. There we go. Alright, so we are going to first pick Black Lotus. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, passing a Library of Alexandria. I'm passing to Updraft Elemental here. My squad, I've got Connor, myself, Mac, and Adam. Great squad, battling against Talisker, Updraft, Sandy Dog, and a Wombat. Dogs and Wombats battling against us, huh? Well, I'm going to take Lotus. Updraft's probably going to take Library. I guess you could maybe justify a GTA or Leovold if you had some strong reason to. And there's a Dark Depth there. That's good to know. But yeah, just going to take the Lotus and go from there. Okay. Well, it's pretty hard to pass up Urza Saga when you have Black Lotus. I think that Dark Ritual in Urza Saga's better, but you could kind of consider it depending on what your first pick was. Given that my first pick's Lotus, Saga works a lot better. Though Dark Ritual Lotus is actually not a bad start because you could look for Yawgmoth's Will and Storm cards. But I'm just going to take Urza Saga here, passing Ritual Troll, bunch of kind of stuff that I'm not too concerned about. And maybe, there's a chance Zerta or Crucible comes back. We'll see. Oh, and there's a Time Spiral? Yeah, pretty hard to pass that up too. I mean, I guess you could maybe try to go Samwise to get your Lotus back. It's actually a pretty nice combo, or Noble, but Time Spiral's pretty nice with these first two cards. So we're going to take Time Spiral here, pass up Breeding Pool, Noble, Court, Samwise, Duretti. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Disrupt comes back. We'll see. High Tide definitely on my list now that I have Time Spiral. And I could be either drafting kind of the Artifact deck or a Storm deck or something. We'll find out. Well, we'll find out by taking Echo of Eons. I think Echo's better than Upheaval in this spot. I really like Echo of Eons, and that makes us want discard as well. Lion's Eye Diamond would be maybe the perfect card. Passing up Birds of Paradise. Tameo might come back. I don't think Birds or Upheaval or Cathar Commando's coming back. Spellbinder maybe. Yeah, Uro, Pirate's Poem. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff here. Here, Frantic Search, perfect. That goes nicely at discarding Echo, and it's actually a combo with Time Spiral because now that I have Time Spiral and Frantic Search, High Tide gets really, really good. Okay, so let's move these one over. Take Frantic Search here over Brainstorm, Oliphant. Saheeli is good, passing Luminarch and Aragorn. So passing some pretty good white aggro cards, but very happy with this start. This start has kind of all the things I'm looking for. Power, a way to find it, 2 draw 7s, and a really nice combo enabler. So the fact that I have 2 draw 7s for card draw, and then Lotus and Saga getting Lotus and Frantic Search are also all on the kind of mana side of the equation, that is nice because mana is the hardest thing to get right when it comes to these kind of decks. So it's very nice doing that. Ooh, Dockside Extortionist, trying this one out. Play against someone with artifacts and I guess enchantments. There's also Gemstone Caverns, Thought Scour, Thopter Foundry. Though last video I took this not realizing Sword is already gone. Don't do that. I mean, I kind of am considering the Thopter Foundry or the Sai. Just because I have a start to an artifact deck here with Saga and Lotus. I've just thought Sai is okay. All right, I think I will take Thopter Foundry here. There's also Gemstone Caverns. Gemstone Caverns is pretty good with draw 7s. Yeah, no, we'll just take Gemstone Caverns. I'm probably going to regret that. We're going to see a Sword of the Meek very quickly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not 0 that Thopter Foundry comes back, by the way, though I would not count on it. And then here we've got Time Warp versus Mystic Forge. I don't think the rest are that close. I think I'll take Time Warp. I don't know how good of a Mystic Forge deck I'm going to be, and this is looking like a pretty good Time Warp deck with all these draw 7s and whatnot. Okay, so Gemstone, Saga, Lotus, and then a bunch of big blue spells. Really would like to see High Tide at this point. Well, we have a lot of packs left to see it. It's kind of nice. We have the whole draft to find High Tide, and I don't think anyone else is going to be interested. All right, here there's Show and Tell, which we don't have anything that works with yet. Mind Stone's pretty nice. It's an ups your artifact count and can ramp you up to these expensive things. There's also Yavimaya or Botanical Sanctum or Titan, but I think I'll just take the Mind Stone here. Now I kind of want Displacer Kitten I think that there's a pretty decent chance I could end up in a Displacer Kitten deck, though I'm not right now. But it's worth specking on. I don't think Dark Depths is a big deal. There is Haywire Might to go with Saga. That is nice. But this is looking like a Displacer Kitten deck potentially. Oh, wow. Sail into the West and Zerda came back. Let's just take the draw 7. Manamorphose, Faithless Looting as well. And maybe could have taken Botanical Sanctum over Mindstone. Not sure. Okay, the best card here is Court, so I'm just going to take it even though I'm not really going to play it. No reason to pass that, I don't think. There's 2 white cards that are somewhat similar, and then like these 2 green and black cards are just kind of mid, whereas Court of Garenbrigg is actually a pretty good card, even though I don't think I'm very likely to want to put it in my deck. Wow, Cathar Commando came back. I'm kind of surprised by that. I think I might just take it because I don't care about passing Scavenging Ooze, and Cathar Commando is really good against me. Oh, Brainstorm came back? I will take that. Sorry, Thief of Sanity. Garrick's also kind of nice with like Displacer Kitten, but Brainstorm just sets things up so perfectly that really hard to pass up on that. And here we've got a great start. Still could use a little bit more mana. Oh, Thopter Foundry came back. All right, I will take it now over Thought Scour. Thought Scour is good, but I really like having outs to Thopter Foundry. Unlike last time, where I took it when there was no chance that I could assemble the combo. So, like I said, let's try to avoid that. And a Huatli, which I'm not going to play. All right, going into pack 2, what do we got? Oh, Mox Pearl. Passing a Minskin Boo, but Talisker passed me a ton of green creatures. Not that that's going to stop Talisker from taking Minskin Boo. Talisker's undoubtedly going to, but it's not going to be maybe quite as natural of a fit. There's also a Force of Will getting passed and a Mystic Confluence, so I guess my team's getting 2 of those cards and they're getting 2, but it's going to be pretty good for us. All right, and this Urza Saga is looking quite amazing, I would say, with Pearl and Lotus here to go get. Oh, there's a Lurrus here. And I don't actually have, I have 1 card that doesn't work with Lurrus. We are in. Lurrus Lotus is disgusting, and we're actually just the perfect setup, and we'll probably wheel Yogg-Will because Jace, Inti, probably Opal, Thraben will go, Bitter Union, Stomping Ground. I mean, Yogg-Will might not come back, but there's a pretty good chance Yogg-Will does, and this looks like a ridiculous Lurrus deck. Oh, now there's a Bauble? No, I got to take Karakas. Karakas Lurrus is so busted because you put Lurrus into play and then just have Karakas and they can't kill the Lurrus, and Lurrus makes you win the game really fast. Yeah, I'm going to take Karakas over Dismember, Deathrite Shaman, Colonnade. Urza's Bauble would be fantastic if it wheeled, but even if it doesn't, I'm still happy taking Lurrus there. The Sail into the West is looking a little worse now because this Cathar Commando is looking better, though. I would totally play Cathar Commando in my Lurrus deck. All right, even if I'm more of a combo-ish deck. And now there's Underworld Breach. Well, I have Lotus and I have Frantic Search. Also, Breach Lurrus is pretty sick. The Breach gets countered, milled, destroyed at some point. You just go Lurrus, replay it. So I think I will take Breach over Force of Negation here. And I'm not really interested in Mishra's Workshop. I like Force and I like Cryptic Command, but I think this is definitely a spot to take Breach. And I'm looking at this Lotus Petal. It's that or Arcane Denial, because I am going to Lurrus. I don't want Subtlety or Teferi enough, or even Thran Spider. That's a new one. I kind of like Lotus Petal here, though. Feels like Lotus Petal's got a lot of potential with all the stuff we're doing. Oh, and there's High Tide. There's also Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Let's see. If I take the Jace, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really good chance High Tide wheels. And Jace Time Warp is awesome. Jace enables Echo. It's good with Frantic Search. I'm going to take Jace. Also, Jace Lurrus is great. And so is Karakas to protect Jace. Now there's a Fallen Shinobi. There's Seacade Stormcaller, but we don't really have anything that works with it. There's Iteration. Iteration is nice because I'm going to want to play this Breach, and I'm not really sure what else. But I guess Shelldock is also pretty nice with like Frantic Search and Time Spiral. Yeah, Shelldock's too strong to pass, I think. Zern Orb doesn't do much for me at this point either. I hope I don't get too punished for that High Tide pick. But the thing is, also now that I'm heading in the Lurrus direction, I'm going to be playing more non-islands in my deck. And I think Lurrus is strong enough that that is worth doing. We've got Underworld Breach and Mindstone, the Thopter Foundry a little bit on spec here. Here there's a Daze, which is nice. There's also Urborg, which is nice at casting Lurrus. There's also a Braid, which is just a good card. I mean, this looks like a pretty... I guess it's a decent Daze deck, except for the fact that I have expensive cards that I still want to play. Maybe I do just... I think Urborg as like a fixer. Oh, and then I take Mishra's Bauble over Regrowth. Yeah, Mishra's Bauble's excellent. And Yogwill came back, okay. Over Basalt Monolith, yeah, Winter Orb, all that. All right, so I don't even know about this Breach, but both, I mean, I could even run both Breach and Yogwill. All right, let's get this Tendrils in there over a bunch of stuff I'm not going to play as well. Okay, we've got something going here, and I'm not sure exactly which direction it's going to go, but because we have Lotus, Pearl, and Lotus Petal, I feel like it's going to go in a pretty good direction. And here, I think I'll take Selfless Spirit. It's a good way to protect Lurrus as well. Wrath for the sideboard. Yeah, we'll see where we end up. I mean, it is possible I don't even play these white cards and I end up playing blue-black with Urborg to get set up Yogwill, Tendrils. High Tide came back. All right, didn't think that was too greedy. There's times when I know I'm being greedy and there's times when I'm not. That one didn't seem too greedy to me. And we opened Demonic Tutor. This is such a Demonic Tutor deck. Passing Underground Adventure, Solitude, Fracture Identity, Catacombs. Ooh, we might get Thassa's Oracle back if we're even interested in it. Blood Fountain, Sauron's Ransom. But yeah, Demonic Tutor is a really nice little force multiplier on all of my busted cards. I now have extra copies of it. This looks like a disgusting deck. Okay, and now there's Animate Dead, which would be good on exactly Lurrus, and I have no removal, or just take Watery Grave. I think I'm just going to take Watery Grave here. This deck could use more lands. It's a little short on those, and I don't think I'm going to play Animate. And I've passed so little black that I'm not really that worried about passing an Animate either. Okay, so in terms of cards we're missing, I mean, Brain Freeze would be an obvious win. Would take Brain Freeze over everything. There it is. There's the Brain Freeze, and I'll take it over everything. There's Comet. Well, not that I'd take Comet. There's Counterspell, Underground Sea, Delta, and Snuff Out, but we are slamming Brain Freeze here, and this deck is like shaping up to be an all-timer. Let's get this Cathar Commando and Selfless Spirit out. We'll play Caracas as a value land, and we're just playing straight-up combo here. I don't know that I want Sailor into the West necessarily. And if I get a Sword of the Meek, the Thopter Foundry will get back in there, but I've got one blue-black land, and then I guess the Urborg is also kind of fixing because it gives me double black. The rest... I guess the Pearl is nice that it taps for white to cast Lurrus. So that one is nice. But let's see. If we could get... we're not going to get any of the really good cards back, but maybe we'll get back Malcolm or Infernal Grasp. I guess we'll have to see here. But this deck is looking amazing. All right, and here... Blood Crypt would be good, but I think I'm going to take Lorien Revealed. It's a blue-black duel, but also I can cast it for value. I can't play Narset in my companion deck, and I think giving up on Sensei's Top and Blood Crypt's okay. Lorien Revealed's a pretty good card. Tishana's Tideminder, not eligible to play that, though. This is a really nice addition. I think I might just Thieving Skydiver here. It's that or Cut Down, I guess. But Skydiver's nice as another thing to replay off Lurrus, and is just like a pretty nice little card. Take that over that. Oh, we got a Lion's Eye also? Yeah, I'm going to take Lion's Eye over Mystical Tutor. I like Mystical Tutor, but... Lion's Eye to go with Echo of Eons is just so sick. And this deck is going to be so good at breaching. Ooh, Philagi Archaeologist. I will take that if it wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's actually a pretty good chance it comes back. I don't think I've had a breach deck for a while, and this is full on breach, like every single card. Green-black land does very little for us. Can't play Seed Shark. I guess Cabal Ritual's not crazy with Yogwill and DT and all these things. Yeah, we'll just take that over. We're not playing Sunfaller. Can't play Teferi. Channel. We're passing a late Channel, but that's okay. Can't play Jar. I could play Turnabout. I have High Tide. Yeah, Turnabout's probably going to be better than Blue-White Talisman or Vindicate. I just think I can just combo people out. I've got easily the ways to do that easily. A real Blue-Red land isn't bad. I don't really want non-island lands that much with this High Tide. Thassa's Oracle means that I could, if I can deck myself, I can win with Oracle. I think what I'm going to do is maybe that's a good sideboard card, though I guess with Tendrils I don't even really need it. Like I can Frantic Search a bunch of times and then go Ritual or Lotus into Tendrils. I think I'll just take Fiery Islet in that case. I don't think I want Blood Fountain either. I'll take the Soul Cauldron because it's actually pretty good against me. Though Benevolent Bodyguard is actually a sick Lurrus combo. Okay, Infernal Grasp did come back. I don't know if I'm going to run it, but I'm not running the rest of these cards are all either off color in the case of Scholar or don't fit with Lurrus. I mean, right now this is 17 lands. Like, this is slightly high on lands, but my land cycle, Curse Scroll and Top and Staff and March all came back. I mean, this looks like a Sensei's Top deck, and I have Urza Saga, so. And one more playable sounds pretty good, because now we're going to be playing 16 land plus Lord Revealed 17, Pearls 18, and then Lotus Petal lines. I have like a decent amount, but I always draw Lurrus. So I have that to kind of back it up. And then this deck's got a lot of ways to win with draw sevens and breaches and demonic tutors and all that stuff. Yeah, this deck's looking disgusting. And here I'll take Tishana's Tidebinder over Thought Knot and Thing. And then Finalizing Archaeologist, which, like I said, I think I might play. Sunfall's also a fine sideboard card. Okay, let's get to deck building. This deck looks sick. All right, let's build this monstrosity. So let's go piles by mana value real quick. Breach with all the fixins. So basic land. Once we add in lands, right now, if I just added lands without cutting anything, I'd be at 15 land. Okay, let's see. First of all, I've got one red card, and I have Fiery Islet, Lotus Petal to cast it. Probably want like a mountain too, and that seems like it gives an okay amount. We'll have two lands that cast it, plus maybe sometimes Gemstone, plus Petal and Lotus, and sometimes LED, depending on kind of how the turn goes. And then for black, 2, 3, then I'll have 3, 4, 5 black sources plus Petal Lotus, and Urborg is like a super black source, which can also help cast my Lurrus. And then the rest islands, 2, 3, 4. So this is 15 lands plus Lorien Revealed, 16 lands plus Mox, 17 lands plus all these other artifacts. So this seems pretty reasonable. Finalizing Archaeologist gets non-creature, non-lands, which is more than half the deck, so that should be fine. And filling my graveyard for Yogg-Will and Breach seems good. Mindstone is just okay. I could also just play another land, because the other thing I'm thinking of is I have this High Tide, and I have Time Spiral, Turnabout, and Frantic Search. I have 3 ways to untap with it, so I do really want the High Tide in there. But how many actual islands do I have? 4, 5. I effectively have like 6 islands in here. So maybe I take out Gemstone Caverns and Mindstone, put in 2 more islands, and then I can side in Gemstone Caverns as I need to. I'm going to put in some plains in the sideboard too. I don't need any plains, and don't really need mountains. And then in terms of casting Lurrus, I have Caracas. Urborg does it by itself. And then 3 swamps, Watergrave, Lorien Revealed 5, Pearls 6, plus these. And often I'll just be casting off Lotus or LED just straight up. All right, well, this deck looks completely unreal, so I'm hoping that we things go well, but I would be kind of hard-pressed to see why they wouldn't. And not much in the way of sideboard, though. If I do want to board in, actually, I'm going to put another plains in the sideboard. There's a possibility, or another 2 more, that I play against a white weenie deck or something, and I really want these Wraths, but I don't think I even really need to start there. All right, let's see how this goes. This looks pretty good to me. All right, what do our teammates have? Mac is Sultai with Natural Order for Craterhoof or Arasta, Undermountain Adventurer. Has Leo, Pulse, Witherbloom, Duress, a bunch of accelerants, a Mox, fixers. Yeah, this deck's solid. No power, but solid deck. Connor is on 4 color, no blue. Going to cut these blue cards for some of these red and green cards we've talked about. But Strip Mine with the Renin 6 and Titania. And then Fast Bond. No Crucible, sadly. Adam has that. But Fast Bond is still good in this deck. And then Swords, Thoughtseize, Burst Lightning, Mana Ramp, and tons of lands. So this deck looks pretty cool. 4 Theolingus, Mind Twist, and Grave Titan. And then Addie's got an awesome deck. Mox Ruby, Mox Sapphire, Gaia's Cradle, Tolarian Academy. Sucker for these. Retrofitter, Converter, Candelabra, Mox Opal, Bauble, Time Twister, Force of Will. I'm really glad that that's out there on my team, not the opposing team. He's going to play Daze, Mystical, Emery as the last 3 cards. But sick decks. I think we got some good ones. I really got high hopes for this. Let's get in there. All right, playing against Alarmobot. This is Wombat's Magic Online name, and round 1 here. And let's reveal this Lurrus companion and get in there. All right, Lurrus indeed. And what do we think about this? This hand becomes nuts if I draw a discard. It's pretty good if I draw a black source. It can also High Tide Echo, maybe. I think I'm going to keep this hand. I can put Lurrus in my hand on turn 2 if I want, though I'm not really that into that. Oh man, I hope I don't get my... Oh! Yeah, alright, well I guess that's a way to have it work out. Alright, I think I'm just going to Echo here. I don't know, seems fine to me. Actually, hold on. Let's undo. I could cast... No, I could cast High Tide, but that doesn't really make sense. All right, let's just Echo using that mana. And I'll end up with the mana floating, and I get a whole new hand. And then now I get to Brainstorm as well. See what I draw. Hopefully a way to shuffle. No. So let's put Time Spiral on the bottom, and then Skydiver there, and then... I mean, that was just turn 1, so it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of annoying that the next 2 turns, I know I'm not going to do anything. Okay, they didn't play anything either. Let's go Swamp. Let's just pass. I could put Lurrus into my hand, but I think I'm going to Time Spiral first. Or rather, Time Spiral soon enough. I also am worried about a discard spell hitting me. And I don't have anything to bring back with Lurrus, so it doesn't really feel like I'm in a big hurry to Lurrus here. Him to Tarek, all right. Hit my 2 best cards. Congrats. All right, well, I guess I'll just pass. No, I'll put Lurrus in my hand now. I think it's fine. Because next turn I can go Island, Lurrus, cast Skydiver. If I get duressed here, then I'll get to Spiral Lurrus back into my deck, which is also fine. Karn, okay. Make a 3/3. Oh no, we're revealing the top 2. Yeah, you can put a Glintleaf Siphoner in your hand, I guess. Really wish the Caracas didn't get hit, but that's all right. Let's play Island, because I can still cast Lurrus here. Lurrus, cast Skydiver. I could kick it out of the graveyard if I had more mana and they had an artifact, but I don't think it's worth waiting, especially since next turn I'm probably going to go Fiery Islet Time Twister. They can put the Fatal Push into their hand, but they have to find a way to get a card into the graveyard, or they're just casting a Deluge here. Yeah, which is why I kind of want a Caracas. I hope they plus the Karn here, but I think they're probably just going to minus it. Yeah. All right, and then on my turn, oh, I drew Frantic Search? Yeah, let's just cast that first. No reason to do anything else. Discard Swamp Island, untap 3 lands, play Lion's Eye, play Fiery Islet, and then cast Time Spiral, and I think I'll float mana. Well, so here's the question. Do I crack LED in response? So having 3 mana that I can use is really valuable, but on the other hand, if I don't crack LED, I have it in case I draw Breach or Yogwell. So I think given how much mana I have now, it's okay to not crack it. All right, then I redrew Lurrus here. I've already played my land. Let's go Brainstorm. More lands, huh? What am I gonna do here? I mean, I can play Lurrus. I can play Frantic Search to clear off the top of my deck. I want to play top this turn, for sure. Playing Lurrus doesn't really seem like it accomplishes a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is put Lurrus and Frantic Search back, play a Sensei's top, and pass the turn. I've managed to draw... Both my draw settings are just like almost all land, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's just pass the turn, I guess. I don't really see a great play here. I can find Frantic Search next turn and I can do some digging. And there's some cards that would be really good. I'm glad I didn't crack the LED. That it worked out poorly. Or would have worked out poorly. I mean, if I find Demonic Tutor, yeah, Grief, Exiling Deluge, yep. Okay. And you miss. If I find Demonic Tutor, that's good. I have used both my draw 7s, unfortunately, so that's no longer an issue, but DT does it. Breach or Brain Freeze probably does it too, because I can just Brain Freeze myself for a bunch, then use Lurrus to replay Breach. I don't think I want to sack Fiery Islet quite yet. Alright, they get to make a 2/2 and play a Goldspan Dragon. Okay. And I guess I'll take 9 here. So I got to do something on my next turn. That makes me a little more inclined to want to sack Fiery Islet. Let's see. And then let's spin the top first and see what the third card down is, because I don't know that yet. I'm kind of hoping that they don't have anything else, though I can't imagine. My hand is not, they can't interact with my hand, so that's not that big of a deal. Scrapwork much, sure. And all right, spin the top here. Demonic Tutor. That's Demonic Tutor. Okay, so now we don't need to crack Fiery Islet. We can just, oh, actually I want to draw Frantic Search. Hold on. Wrong way, wrong way. Do this. Okay. Draw. Let's go Frantic, because we're just going to tutor for Underworld Breach, I think. That's Frantic Search. Draw, discard Watery Grave, Swamp. Untap these. I don't even really need Lurrus, I don't think. Because I can just DT here for Underworld Breach. I don't even need to play land or anything. I'll play Underworld Breach. And then do I want to play a land? I have 6 mana. Sure, I can play Urborg. Sack this for blue. Cast Demonic Tutor. Exiling 3 lands. And then get Brain Freeze. And then I can Brain Freeze myself. And that'll win the game pretty quickly here. So Brain Freeze me. And then Brain Freeze you a bunch. So Brain Freeze me. You can look at 6 of my cards, and then I'll start looking at your cards first. So basically what this does is it forces my opponent to scoop if they don't want to show me some cards. I just showed them Lotus. Not that that matters too much, but they're not going to be happy to see that. I guess I should have stacked it so I mill them first, but I don't think that matters too much. What are they going to do differently knowing I have a Black Lotus in my deck is the real question. All right, we won game 1. It took a lot of time twisters, but we got there. All right, playing against red-black discard. I mean, well, what am I going to board in? I guess I could board in Agatha's Soul Cauldron as a way to mess with their graveyard. I didn't specifically see a graveyard card, but I did see Grief, and they're playing black-red. But I mean, I could cut a land on the draw. This deck's running a little high on lands. All right, we'll try doing that. All right, time for game 2, as my opponent gets to receive that, in fact, I am playing Lurrus again. All right, what do we got? Ooh, okay. Well, I'm obviously going to keep this hand. What can I do? The funny thing is this was a LED. Well, actually, no, I can't quite tutor for LED. Because I can go land, Lotus, tutor, Breach, but then I don't have anything in my graveyard to replay the tutor or the Lotus. I could, if I draw Echo of Eons or Lion's Eye, if I draw Lion's Eye, it's a turn 1 kill, I'm fairly certain. Time Spiral. Let's go Mishra's Bauble, Watery Grave. I'm going to play Lotus because I'm playing against discard. I don't know that I'm playing against removal. Let's just pass. And then I think on upkeep, I'm gonna look at this. I don't want to show them a new card. Like if I don't want to draw this card until my turn. All right, they're drawing a swamp. Into a hymn, into sinkhole of my watery grave. All right, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Draw. This, it is kind of annoying. I guess I'll play top now and pass. And I will probably upkeep top. Agatha's Soul Cauldron not being an island is a little bit unfortunate here. But if I'm not further disrupted, then when the saga goes off, this thing will get Lion's Eye, and then I can DT and breach and win pretty fast from there. But I think I just want to make sure I'm going to hit land drops, or try to. All right, island is great, especially since I have High Tide here too. I don't really care about making constructs. That's not part of my game plan here. And then next turn, I mean, there's a lot I can do next turn. We'll see what they're up to. Because next turn, I can sack Lotus for black, cast Demonic Tutor, in response, sack the LED I'm getting off Urza's Saga for red, and I hope this is like a Goldspan Dragon. Oh, Karn, sure. Karn, and then +1 it to look for something, but I'm just not going to give you disruption. All right, yeah, you can have a mountain. But yeah, then I sack LED for red, play breach, and go from there. Time Warp is kind of unnecessary. All right, let's just draw my island. Draw, tap this for colorless. Get Lion's Eye Diamond, island. I mean, I think it's worth playing the High Tide here. So I could Time Spiral here. I just don't really need to. Sack this for black. Hold on control, cast Demonic Tutor. In response, sack this for red. Get Underworld Breach. Play Underworld Breach, and then win very easily from there. Cast Demonic Tutor, exiling Water Grave, Urza's Saga, Thieving Skydiver, sure. And get Brain Freeze. Brain Freeze myself. Same target, same target, same target. And then I'll do one on you. Boom. And a nice little turn 4 kill. And even if they had an Eldrazi, doesn't matter. I have a Tendrils in my deck. I would just Brain Freeze myself and Tendrils them. So that is the way you do it. And Underworld Breach, very strong card. Alrighty, time for round 2. Sorry, Talisker, but you're my buddy, but I still gotta destroy you with this deck. I'm gonna keep this hand. This hand is actually really banking on top and Brainstorm, but I think it's a pretty reasonable gamble to take. So I don't really call this a gamble. This is just a good hand. It's true. If I don't find land in my top 3 cards after I go Island, Mox, Top, Spin, then yeah, that's going to be a little annoying. But then I'll draw, and then I'll cast Brainstorm. And if I still don't find land, then I kept a 2-land hand on the play that, needed to draw a land in the top 5. That's just what you'd call a hand of magic. And if I draw a land, this hand can go turn like a very quick Frantic Search into Echo if I need to. Embereth Shieldbreaker my Mox? That's rude. Spin this top. All right, well, we found lands, so not too worried. It is annoying. It is annoying. It's okay. We're just going to line up for a turn 3 Frantic Search Echo, probably. I hope Talisker just goes land Embereth Shieldbreaker. Oh, keeping mana up for a counterspell means I'm probably not going to do that. Oh, well, that's a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Black Lotus, huh? All right, land. That changes my mind. Now I'm going to Lurrus, because I know that there's a Lotus on top. I could go for it now. Oh. I'm gonna cut Talisker a break here. If this wasn't Talisker, I wouldn't necessarily do this, but I could technically draw Lotus, cast Lurrus. I could even go Frantic Search, Echo. I can do all those things. Talisker really did mean to play that end of turn. I'm not gonna pretend to like I'm not gonna punish him for kind of pulling the trigger there. It's just not the game I'm trying to play. It is true that he should be a little bit more careful. Let's start with a Frantic Search, I think, and see what happens. Talisker plays Whole Breacher in response. That'd be nice. But I will message Talisker afterwards and be like, you probably didn't want to tap out there. Lotus, Lurrus, Lotus. I think Lotus. I could play Pearl, but I don't really want to do that. I think I'm just going to play Lotus and then pass the turn here. No real reason to do anything else. And I can't discard Echo without that Frantic Search, but I'm also happy enough to be chilling here. If he deals with the Lurrus, then that's fine. I spent 0 mana on Lurrus. Firebolt getting discarded is a pretty good sign that Lurrus is dying. I will say that. Okay. Looks like Caves of Chaos Adventure. We're just going that way. Oh, okay. Well, I don't mind that. That's a play to try to win the game. I can respect that. If your play is Firebolt Go, you don't have a good play, then, or like Firebolt Embrace Shieldbreaker, that's not necessarily going to get you there. But unless Talisker has something else, this is, I think, going to go fairly well. So now I don't get to attack, but I can play Pearl, or I can just double Lotus. I'm going to start by brainstorming. Okay, let's see. What I might do is I can Time Warp here. So let's put Tendrils and Jace away. Oh wait, I can Time Warp and play Jace. So let's put Tendrils and Cabal Ritual away. Play Shelldock. Put Tendrils under the Shelldock probably. Oh, there's a High Tide too. No, I think Tendrils under Shelldock sounds pretty good. Sack this for blue, cast Lotus, cast Time Warp, sack this for blue, cast Jace, and then spin the top. Oh, and Demonic Tutor. This deck's like winning on easy mode. It really is. I'm not going to attack here. Draw, take my turn, play Lotus with Lurrus out of the graveyard here. And then I can there's just like a million things I can do here. I can discard Echo. I can Demonic Tutor for Breach. I guess Breach doesn't do that much for me. I could draw with Jace. Let's draw with Jace first. Discard Echo. I could DT for Caracas, for Lion's Eye and cast Echo. Feels like there's about a million ways to win this game. What if I DT for Yawgmoth's Will? If I DT for Yawgwill, DT, cast Yawgwill. So DT spell 2, Yawgwill spell 3, Lotus spell 4, Pearl spell 5. I'll have 24 cards in deck. I can DT again. Spell 6. 7, 8. I mean, it feels like that's going to be enough, but I can also just cast Time Warp out of my graveyard, play a land, and then cast Time Warp. And I've already played a land, and then played Lotus. Oh, this will actually be easier. And then I just draw, and then I can DT for what I can do is I can DT for Brain Freeze if I want. If I go DT, Brain Freeze, and then Lurrus can play a card out of my graveyard, like Underworld Breach, for example. Yeah, I could also draw with top. I mean, it just feels like I have a million ways to win here. All right, I think the Yawgwill plan is the safest, so let's go sack this for black, play Lotus again with Lurrus, cast Demonic Tutor, get Yawgmoth's Will, sack this for black, cast Yawgwill, and I'm not even going to need black mana to cast Tendrils. Cast Lotus, cast Pearl, DT. Let's just get High Tide is fine. I think I'll just draw with the top. Land, cast High Tide, cast Frantic Search, and then I'm going to get to discard Urborg and Skydiver, untap these 3 lands, cast top, yeah, and then I have 20 cards in deck. I guess I'll cast Brainstorm, put these back, Cabal Ritual, and Tendrils. Okay, I knew I had a way to win. I just had to figure out, you know, all the details. All right, and Tendrils you for 22 on turn 7, but I took 2 extra turns in there, so really turn 5, not too bad, not too bad at all. All right, yeah, sideboarding, huh? Oh, I'm on the draw. I should bring in Gemstone Caverns. Yeah, forgot about that. I will take out an island still. All right, let's do it. Alrighty, on the draw. Let's get the Lurrus in there. Oh, I drew the Gemstone Caverns. Oh, but my hand's a mulligan. All right, well, fair enough. Mulligan. I do Gemstone Caverns again. This time my hand's a keep, though. I'm going to keep. So I'm going to put Tendrils on the bottom. Hit done. And then Gemstone Caverns. And I think I exile the Thieving Skydiver. I think that's the worst of them. Let's draw. Oh, Jace. Yeah, I'll just start with Jace then. That way, because I don't know what I want to tutor for yet. And playing effectively a turn 1 Jace is pretty nice here. And then what I can do is I can tutor for a Black Lotus and then cast Time Spiral off Lotus if I want. I was really hoping to get the Caracas that. Oh, Brain Freeze. I think I'm going to put Lurrus into my hand here, because what I can do is next turn, God, this deck is so sick, cast Demonic Tutor for Black Lotus, leaving up Caracas, then go Lotus, Lurrus, replay Lotus, and then set up nicely for a dub in a variety of ways. And my teammate has the days, which is nice. So Lotus, White, Lurrus, replay Lotus, and then I'm going to pay the life on Watery Grave. Not that I'm in a big hurry to tap out, but if Talisker taps out for like 2 spells, let's say, I'm probably just going to Brain Freeze myself end of turn, because if I just hit Underworld Breach in my graveyard, then Lurrus lets me do that. Char on Lurrus. All right, I'll attempt to Caracas the Lurrus. All right, looks like I successfully Caracas the Lurrus. And then on my turn, draw. Let's cast the Lurrus again. Cast Lotus. I've already Lurrused, but what I could do, let's see, if I Brain Freeze myself and miss, I could actually, what can I do here? So I've got a couple plays. One, I can do nothing. That's actually a pretty legit play. The other is I can Brain Freeze myself for 9 cards, and if Breach is in my top 9, I can Caracas the Lurrus, sack this for red, play Lurrus again, play Breach out of my graveyard, and just win. So I have a 1/3 chance of winning, and if it's not, I could Time Spiral, but I would lose Lotus, but I'd lose Lotus if I spiraled anyway, so let's just start by Brain Freezing myself and see what's up. And I didn't hit Breach, so I'm just going to cast Time Spiral, I think, and hope to redraw one of these Lotuses or something. All right, I didn't quite, but this is 5 lands. Now I get to go Brainstorm into Philology Archaeologist. Sounds pretty decent. Let's get rid of these swamps. Let's put back Swamp Bauble. Well, I can put back Bauble to guarantee draw a card off this, or I can put back 2 swamps and hope my 3rd card is a card. I think I'd rather just do that. And I'll keep Lorien Revealed because I might actually want to cast that one. Mill 3. See if I can hit something. Oh, I got a Brain Freeze. Oh, okay. Now I can play Bauble. And I think I just Brain Freeze Talisker for 28 here. It seems fine to me. I give up my Lurrus protection with Caracas there, but it seems reasonable to just fire off a Brain Freeze here and maybe leave Talisker with not a whole lot of action left to win the game. Blue-red tempo is like one of the better decks against this kind of deck, but okay. And let's see what one of your last cards is here. It's an island. All right, let's pass. I'm still at 14. I feel pretty good about my life total. I think my Lurrus is gonna die here, but I also have a bunch of ways to replay Brain Freeze if I need to. And there's not that many Time Twisters left. There's also a pretty good chance my Lurrus could have died to 2 spells even if I left up Caracas, so let's see. And Minsk and Boo. Oh, Minsk and Boo is a pretty fast way to win. Well, not really. I have a Caracas in play, so it's going to be good, but it's not the end of the world. Let's just chump the one without trample, draw Infernal Grasp. So that cost me 4 life to kill that. Yeah, that's fair. Let's go. I guess it's better to play. I think I'll just play Island instead of Urza Saga. I don't think the game's lasting long enough for Saga. Let's look at the top card here. I guess I can't play Breach because I tapped the gemstone, but I did want to. Oh, okay. What can I do here? I guess I didn't want to tap an island, and I guess that's actually correct because I'm going to cast High Tide, and then I'm just going to cast Lorien Revealed and draw Lotus Yogwill Cabal Ritual. Or try to, I guess. If Talisker has Force of Negation, then I guess that's not great for me, but you know, what can you do? Didn't have this last turn. It was kind of the thing I'm thinking. So let's cast Lotus. Kind of, how did we get Force of Negation? Huh. That's so weird because I'm going to lose now, but last turn Talisker drew Island and didn't have it in hand? Or just didn't have an opportunity at some point? All right, very strange. But I didn't really see that coming. Okay. Huh. I mean, as it turned out, I think I would have maybe been in trouble anyway, but yeah, Force of Negation, how did that happen? Was there nothing you could have forced on the previous turn? Maybe not. Going to game 3, I mean, Force of Negation plus Burn is one of the ways this deck can certainly lose, but I still feel pretty good about this going into game 3 here. All right, I am on the play. I'll keep Lurrus. Yeah, I think this is a keepable hand. This hand is looking for a DT, a Lotus, a Lion's Eye. I mean, there's just a lot of cards that work pretty nicely with this hand. Yeah, I did not anticipate getting my Lurrus killed plus putting a haste threat into play plus forcing my next spell. That was a little bit more than I thought. I thought Lurrus was going to die, almost assuredly. And I thought Talisker might play a card. I didn't think it'd be a hasty one. And I didn't think he was going to have a Force of Negation alongside it. So, definitely unfortunate. So what do we do this turn? I think I go turn 1 top. I don't think I need to play Lotus Petal. And I think on upkeep I top because I'm looking for a variety of different cards. And if I find like a Demonic Tutor, then I'll have to cast it off Lotus Petal anyway. Okay. Looking for DTs and Black Lotuses. Island, Caracas, Swamp, huh? Let's just draw the Caracas, sure. Island, say go. What I might end up doing here is just cycling Brainstorm effectively. And I'll put back Fiery Islet and Island. Then on upkeep, I'll just draw land and I'll put Lurrus into my hand. And hope that you're not going to do too much here. I guess you could Malcolm end of turn. But I have Caracas for that. So it's not the end of the world. Don't really want to see a Rabble Master here. Okay. And Malcolm is not the most dangerous in Talisker's deck because he's not reanimating. It's just like a value card. It's a good flash threat that helps you see some new cards, but it's not like a combo piece. Discarded City of Traders. Okay. And no plays. I know one of my top cards here. do I want to draw? I think I just Sensei's top here. Oh, I left the Gemstone Caverns in on the play. Of course I did. Let's Caracas, Pearl, Lotus Petal. And then I'm just going to brain freeze myself here for this the full amount. Because I have a Yogg-Will in hand and I have Echo of Eons. Oh, I milled 3 lands. I milled Echo of Eons. And I milled Lotus. All right. So the next turn, I'm just going to pass because Taliscar's got all his mana up and I don't look like I'm that close to dying. Obviously, that could be, he might just throw a Char my way, end of turn, yeah. But that's okay. I go to 12 here. The next turn, I cast Lurrus. And if Lurrus resolves, then I get to play Lotus. Just like, yeah, okay. We should be okay here. Worried about Force of Negation. I guess I could just bounce the Malcolm here and spin the top. High Tide is actually kind of nice. All right, let's start with that. So let's go draw, Island, High Tide, and then cast Lurrus. And if my Lotus gets Force of Negation here, what do I do? I guess we'll find out. Kind of feels like Talisker might have to do that. Oh no, didn't? Okay. Now I cast Yogg-Will. And if Yogg-Will gets forced, then I can cast Echo, I think is the plan. And that's just what I gotta do. All right, Yogg-Will did get forced. I think I just cast Echo of Eons here. I don't really have a better play. Actually, hold on. I just have mana floating. Let's just cast... Oh, this because this taps for 2. Yeah, sure. Let's cast Echo of Eons, leaving a blue floating, I suppose. Draw. Bobble. And spin top, I guess. Demonic Tutor, Infernal Grasp. Shelldock. Okay, Demonic Tutor's pretty nice. And I guess I'll bobble just to see what you're drawing now. Phantasmal Image. Okay, pass the turn. Yeah, Force of Negation's tough. So I draw DT, and then I'm going to maybe get to spin top for more. Unfortunately, I think I have to block a Rampaging Raptor here. If Talisker has multiple things, it would be pretty bad. But I guess I just block there. Are we pumping? Okay. Yeah, these aren't legends. So I go to 5 here, end of turn, Caracas, Philology Archaeologist. So the grasp doesn't do much for me. I mean, I guess I could turn about. I could turn about as creatures. I'm trying to think, what do I do next turn? So I guess what I could do is I could always DT. I mean, I can DT and cast Time Spiral. That's just hoping to win off a draw 7. I can't DT for Yogg-Will. I have Turnabout, so Turnabout generates me 2 mana. I can Shelldock and then Turnabout the Shelldock. This is true. And I could DT. I could DT for Yogg-Will. Well, hold on. What if I DT for Yogg-Will? Play Watergrave, go down to 3, whatever. Or maybe not, just play Swamp. Turnabout my lands. So that costs 4. So I have 1 floating, 6 mana untapped, because I won't be able to untap the Pearl. Cast Yogg-Will, go down to 3 floating. No, that doesn't really do anything. I'm trying to see, basically, is there better than just DTing for Time Spiral? I don't have Lotus or Lotus Petal. I don't have any way to make red, so Breach doesn't really do much. We're close-ish on Tendrils. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the Shelldock. And then I could Shelldock and then I guess I could DT. Oh, I can DT and then shell dock first. But then I don't know what I'm shell docking for. Huh. Like I can DT for Lotus. But if I play shell dock now, I know 2 of the top 3 cards and they're not that good. Because I can turn about to shell dock. Basically, is it better to see 2 extra cards, and if I shell dock a relevant piece, then I can DT for the other piece, or DT and guess? I think I'm going to shell dock first. We'll see what we hit. We hit Brain Freeze. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put Brain Freeze under the shell dock. So now, if I DT and turnabout, I can cast a Brain Freeze. Oh, I can get Yogg-Will. So hear me out. I go DT. I haven't cast a spell yet, but I go DT, turnabout, cast Yogg-Will, in response, Brain Freeze myself, and hope to hit Lotus or LED and a bunch of other stuff. That actually sounds pretty good. Yeah, so it's DT, getting Yogg-Will. Wait, did I already use Yogg-Will? Oh, I already used Yogg-Will. What did I use? Oh, he Force of Negation the Yogg-Will. Right. Okay. So that doesn't work. Oh, I thought I had such a good plan. Okay. In that case, I could just get Time Spiral. It's not fantastic. Time Spiral with a Brain Freeze under shell dock sounds like it's got to be pretty likely to work. And if I get Force of Negation again, then I'm dead. There you have it. Not going to 3-0 with this deck, thanks to Force of Negation getting hit once again. But that'll do it, and we are on to the next round. All right, we're going to do a quick pop-in with watching Addy play against Sandy, because Adam's deck with Cradle Academy was too good to resist. And I want to see someone win. That was an unfortunate match. Force of Negation is just really hard for that deck to beat, because of the Exile Clause especially. And he kept having it after every wheel, plus a bunch of haste creatures. Like, that is kind of the deck that I could lose to. Though it still feels like, I don't really know what happened game 2 to get to that state, you know? I think what must have ended up happening was I didn't play anything on the Brain Freeze turn that he didn't draw Force till the last Time Spiral effect, and then I didn't play anything to Force. But either way, we're going to have to just try to win our round 3. Let's see how this game goes, because it's looking pretty good. I mean, Narset is protected by a hardcast Generous Ent and a bunch of former, I guess, Saheeli tokens. I don't know where those servos... Oh, no, Retrofitters probably. Sandy's on Lauren and 5 cards in hand. That's going to be pretty tough here. Okay, we got Hallowed Fountain, and we are not playing Sandy Dog next round. We are playing Updraft Elemental. We don't play Sandy this particular draft. All right. Council's Judgment. Okay, I guess killing Narset most likely. We'll see what gets eaten. I mean, you could kill Generous Ent, I guess, but that seems... Killing Generous Ent seems like one of those moves where if Sandy had to kill Generous Ent instead of Narset here, Sandy really wasn't going to win. Killing Ent is just like conceding that I'm going to have a trouble beating a 5-3, but you get to draw a bunch of extra cards. With as much mana as Addy's got, he's got, let's see, 4 off Cradle, 5 off Academy, 9, 10, 11 mana. It seems like letting him have a Narset would be a bit much. Okay, Phyrexian Revoker. Could name Lauren. Not sure. I don't know how much you even care about the Lauren activated ability. It's so much better for Adam's side of the board, but we'll see. All right, and Lauren was what was named. Sandy chose not to use Lauren while this was on the stack. And then I guess everything's getting in. I mean, Adam's at 20. So Sandy takes 8 here. And do we have a follow-up with our now 11 or 10 mana left on the board here? Wow. Right. Cradle taps for 5. Oh, 11 mana left on the board. I guess Phyrexian Revoker, artifact creatures are add 2 mana to the stack here. Oh, we're tapping Academy. I like that. Feywild Caretaker. Oh, yeah. That is, I would say, more than enough. And an easy dub for the Academy deck here. All right, time for round 3. If I don't 2-1 here, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm already disappointed not to 3-0. Like, look at this. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. What am I going to do here? Playing against red-black. I think I'm just going to take turn 1 time warp. Yeah, that seems fine. And then, because then I can go turn 2, I can put a Lurrus into my hand and play Lurrus if I want. Oh, Philology Archaeologist. Interesting. Let's go LED. Let's sack this for black. Let's put Lurrus into hand. Cast Lurrus. Cast Lotus, and then just pass. And that's turn 1. So you got to have a turn 1 way to kill Lurrus, or turn 2 I'm gonna get to do some things, stuff and things. Dark Ritual. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, turn 1 Lockthwain Sworn. All right. So I just need to draw a draw 7 or Yogwill, any of those things, and I can go off pretty hard. Card draw spell would also be nice too. I mean, I would cast Lorien Revealed quite nicely here. If they, this was banking a little bit on them not playing a turn 1 removal spell to kill Lurrus, which did take a Dark Ritual, but I think even with that, we've got a lot of outs to draw now, and I think it was worth just going for the Gusto. I don't know. I would have a hard time playing it slow. I guess I could have just put Lurrus in a hand and passed, but I kind of like the idea of just going for it. Maybe that was probably not ideal, but it's all right. I thought that would be pretty fun. So let's see what you got here on turn 2. Because I can't do anything with just a High Tide in hand. Updraft does have Wheel of Fortune in their deck. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Swamp. I don't need an upkeep stop at the moment, actually. Let's just pass. Looking for Time Spiral, Echo of Eons, Yawgmoth's Will. Any of those would be pretty great. Imperial Seal. Okay, I don't love the sound of that. And next turn, let's see what we got. Action? That's action. Yeah, I forgot about Demonic Tutor. That's not a nice one. If I can Demonic Tutor for Yogwill, that's got to be a win, right? DT, Yogwill. That's DT, Yogwill, Lotus, LED, DT. I mean, we'll see. Let's sack. What is this? I don't even know. I must have started. Oh, I was waiting on another game. I had made 2 matches in the tournament practice room, but it didn't end up being necessary. All right, let's cast High Tide. Casting it before Island is like mana neutral, so I think it's fine. DT. Yawgmoth's Will. Yogwill. And Lotus. LED. I can cast High Tide again. Blue, High Tide again. 6 spells. And I have 8 mana. And I haven't even played a land yet. 7, 8 spells. So I just get 2 more spells. So let's sack this for black. Okay. And then I have 8 mana. So DT Tendrils is 6 mana. So if I Philology Archaeologist into anything, that works, right? Any spell I can cast, that's a lot. I could also, what else could I do? I mean, I could cast Time Spiral here. 20? And I have 16 points of Tendrils right now, 18 points of Tendrils right now. Yeah, I think playing Archaeologist and seeing what's up is probably fine here. Yeah, then I put Lotus Petal, or actually I guess Turnabout in my hand is, oh no, they're about the same. All right. That goes to my hand, the rest goes exiled. Oh wait, hold on a second. I just realized that could exile Tendrils. Luckily it did not. 8, 9, and Tendrils for a turn 4 win. But they only took 3 turns because of the turn 1 time warp. All right, we got game 1 here, barring something that gains some life. Whew. All right, And moving on to game 2. Do I want Soul Cauldron? They're like a sneak deck. I do want Gemstone Caverns. This time I'll take it out if I go to game 3. Let's do it. All right, I would like to choose Lurrus as my companion. Yeah, I mean, I'm really not going to mulligan very many hands that have Black Lotus in them, to be honest. I think this hand is good. Needs like a draw 7 or a breach or something, but obviously it's very close to just killing. I mean, this hand kills on turn 1 if it draws a breach. Like Island, Lotus, Pearl, sack Lotus for red, cast Underworld Breach. I mean, you don't even need the Pearl. Brain freeze yourself, and then that's it. That's just game right there. So outs to a turn 1 kill is always nice to have. And even if I don't, this hand can put Lurrus into hand turn 2 if I want. Wow, really close to just turn 1 breaching. Honestly, I think I'm just going to put Lurrus into hand and then just cast Lurrus here. And then just cast Lotus. And now if Lurrus dies, then it's really not the end of the world. It's funny, I could brain freeze for a lot, but I don't think that does much. Let's just pass here. This just looks like a vintage deck. I'm so mad that I lost a round. Lurrus probably going to die here. That's okay. If it doesn't, I just win. So I feel like it's fine to hope. Because, I mean, I would just get to cast a brain freeze for a bunch and go from there. But in here, I'm not really under, it's turn 2. It's their turn 3. Like that, they're not doing anything yet. So I think I can just wait a little bit. There's playing a Xander's Land, sure. No point in casting brain freezes or anything. I mean, if they cast a Imperial Seal, I'll probably end of turn brain freeze them and me. Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like here. All right. It's funny if they Imperial Sealed for a creature to reanimate, then doing that is a little bit awkward, but brain freeze you. And then change 1 target to me. I didn't mill Echo Vions. I milled Dark Ritual, Kozilek, Inferno Titan. All right. And we got we got reshuffled. I guess we'll just pass. I don't really want to turn about their lands on upkeep. No, actually, yeah, let's just do it. I kind of feel like I'm not doing anything here, so because next turn I get to cast Time Warp, and then I get 2 draw steps here to do something. Oh, they have Sneak in hand, probably. Oh, there's High Tide. All right, well, that means if I draw Time Spiral or any draw spell, then I get to go pretty hard here. I have a lot of Demonic Tutor wins the game. I have a lot of cards that just win the game on the spot. Yagwell probably does too. So sack this for blue, cast High Tide, tap this for black, white, I guess. Actually, I guess I'll just use whatever. Lotus Petal. So I can't brain freeze them to death, but that's okay. I haven't played a land yet. Oh, I can play Shelldock Isle. I guess put a Lion's Eye under the Shelldock. Cast High Tide. Mana. Cast Turnabout on me. Land. Untap all my land. And then I guess I'll just cast Brainstorm. I don't really have a better play. Okay, that'll make things very easy. Demonic Tutor. Let's get Tendrils of Agony. Cast Lurrus. Oh, I guess there are 20 cards left. I guess I can't even cast LED yet, unfortunately. Cast Lurrus. And that's 9. I don't think there's really much of a way to win, or gain extra life, but I guess I'll brain freeze you for a bunch. I know there's an Eldrazi in play. All right, boom, boom. Soul Ring, Woodfall Primus, Worldspine Worm getting back in. Oh, I milled the Kozilek. Oh, I guess I could have played LED as well at one of these things. All right, I could play LED now if I want to. Yeah, I'll have enough mana left. All right. Let's cast LED. Sack this for black. And Tendrils you. All right. Well, pretty dominating performance, except for, you know, the match that I lost straight up to Force Negation, but that's okay. That does happen. Take a look at this deck. This deck is just a beauty. I mean, any deck that has... Look, let's start with a small pile. Any deck that has Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze, Lion's Eye Diamond, it's already a good deck, right? You have these 3 cards. But all of a sudden, this deck's got a Mox, and you're like, wow, this is looking like a good Breach deck. And a Lotus Petal, all right, looking like a good Breach deck. Then it's like, oh, Black Lotus? Wow, your deck's busted. Wait, there's a Demonic Tutor? And Lurrus is your companion? And you have Yogg-Will? And you have Echo? It's like, this deck just has it all. It has an Urza Saga. It's a shame it lost, but, you know, that can happen to any deck. And this is about as perfect as it gets when it comes to Storm, especially Brain Freeze Storm, or Breach Storm. Hope you enjoyed watching me Lurrus people, because I sure enjoyed it. And you know what? Sometimes you get Force Negation. As always, I thank you for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and just hanging out. I appreciate it. These videos are really fun to make. Couldn't do it without you. Or you, Black Lotus. I've had a lot of Black Lotuses recently. Don't tell the Black Lotus you know, apportionment committee, but I've been getting a lot of them. In any case, tomorrow we've got a new draft coming. I hope to see you there. May or may not be a Black Lotus, no promises, but it's going to be a fun cube draft either way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.